Just Kyia. Welcome back. I appreciate you so much. This is Just Kyia. Jusskya. That's freestyle. So anyway, if you already seen season 1, thank you so much. Okay, so we're going into season 2, episode 1. So let's just dive right into it because I ain't got that much time. Okay, so I'm 20 years old. And at this time, I'm kind of partying a little bit. Never was a very big partier girl, or, I've probably been to a club maybe 5 times. And it was the one on Century, and I wish I could think of the name of the club. But anyway, so I was leaving that club, and it was this guy that I was seeing, but not in a relationship. At this point in my life, I did take more control. Like, it is what it is. You guys ain't fooling me. I just want what you want, and let's be good. And really, that was my attitude, and I made that very well known. Like, you ain't my dude, and I ain't your woman, but if the time meets, okay. So this was, and not like it was everybody in the neighborhood. So this was this guy, like, me and him was just kicking and chilling, and I would like to go out and dance. So I'm leaving the club, and I'm not drunk or nothing. I'm not drinking like that. So, and I got the little old Hyundai, right? So I'm leaving the club, and I'm looking for his place, and he lives in Inglewood. And he's the only reason why I've ever been to Inglewood at that time. So all the apartments looked the same, and I was never good with the numbers and stuff. So I realized I passed the apartment, building. And so I pulled over into the left lane. And so my arrow is a red left arrow. And then under the sign, it says no U-turn. So I'm sitting there. It's 1:30 in the morning. I'm the only one on the street. Ain't nobody going this way, and this light is green. Ain't nobody coming this way, and that light is green. This light red. Ain't nobody. What? I'm the only one. I looked. Busting to you. I couldn't even straighten back up my car. Whoop, whoop. Ain't that a bitch? So I pulled over, and just like I am now, I've always kind of been this way. And so I pull on over, and I'm just looking for old boy's place. So it was 2 officers in the car. The driver was a white officer. He walked up to my window. And then the other officer stood at the back of the car, and he was a black officer. So he came up to the window, and he said, you know why I pulled you over? I said, I said, why? He said, you didn't see the sign? And I said, oh, the green light? He said, no, ma'am. He said, it was a red arrow. I said, oh. And then he said, and you made a U-turn? I said, yes, sir, I did. And he said, you didn't. It said no. And he was being very sarcastic with me. That's why I'm pointing this out. He really was. And he said, you didn't see it said no U-turn? I said, is that what it said? Thank God that was just kind of my character. So he kind of looked at me silly, like, okay, whatever. So he asked for my driver's license. So I give it to him. Back then, they wasn't asking for insurance. So the other officer took my license, went back to the car. And this officer is still standing there next to me. He said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm just going over a friend's house." He's like, "Oh, okay." He said, "So where you been?" I was at the club. Oh, I wish I could think of the name of that club. I should have looked it up before I started, sharing this. It was the Century Club, maybe? I'm not sure. I think it was the Century Club. A little nice little hole in the wall. A 20-year-old girl could get in. So, okay, so the other officer is heading back. I kind of see him through my rear view, and then this officer go back and meet him at the back of my car. So I'm sitting there, just like, okay, whatever. So Mr. Nice white officer come back to the door. He said, "Can you get out the car?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, there's a warrant for your arrest." I said, "Huh?" He said, "There's a warrant for your arrest." I said, "For what?" He said, "I don't know, but can you get out the car?" So I opened up the door. I was cute this day. I really was, 20 years old. I've always kind of been a little thick, but, had my little mini skirt on. I had on my mother's boyfriend, his suit jacket and just a bra on. I was cute. And it had some nice high heels. My mama taught me how to walk in those high heels. And she said, if nothing else, you better not mess up those legs and learn how to walk in these high heels. And I can walk in them. So I got out the car looking cute, And then he had me go back to the police car, and he got my purse for me. And then he said, "I'm going to do you a favor." I said, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Ooh, he gonna let me go." He said, "I'm gonna do you a favor." He said, "I'm gonna park your car over here in this bank. You see this lot right here, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "You see the name of the bank, right?" I go, "Yeah." And then he told me the name of the street. He said, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna park your car right here instead of impound." I said, "Thank you." I didn't know what the hell that meant. What happened if he impounded? What? Thank you. He said he was doing me a favor. So now, officer number 2, he handcuffing me and doing whatever But as he doing, he said, "You sure looking nice." I said, "Thank you." No, I don't even, no, I didn't. I just I didn't say thank you. When he said, "You sure looking," I went, like, here we go, because he's short. And I have my heels on, so I'm about 2 inches taller than him, and I'm only 5'1". Ain't that a bitch? So, but he was a nice looking brother, real nice. Hands look exactly like Ice Cube. I promise you, his twin. So he do that. You look, we get in the back of the police car, and I'm handcuffed. So he's sitting back there getting my information. So I'm sitting there. So I'm a lady, so my legs are crossed, and I got a little mini skirt on, looking cute. So as he's writing up his little report on the little tablet, he's writing. He's like, "You got some nice legs." I said, "Well, damn." I'm thinking, okay. I'm thinking, ain't helping sister Albert. I ain't said no. I said, And then he's like, "Damn." He's like, "So what was you doing now? Where were you about to go?" I was like, "About to go meet my man." I ain't had no game, but that came out. So anyway, he's like, "Wow, okay." And I said, I said something like this. I said, if you can get me out of this, maybe you could become my man or something. I said something stupid, 20-year-old mind. I said something like that. He's like, "Well, we're gonna have to see what we can do." So I'm looking, and I know we're just playing, and we get out, and then so as we walk it in, I'm handcuffed. Remember, I got my heels on still. And so we walking in, and I gotta look a little bit down to him because he's about an inch or so shorter than me. So we going in, and I said, watch. Soon as we get in here, they gonna think I'm a hooker. They gonna say I'm a hooker because I was looking cute, but it's like 2:15 in the morning now. So he said, no, I got you. So we walking in, and the white officer is a little bit behind us. So we going on in, and he get my fingerprints and all that good stuff. So he put me in the holding cell, and he said, I'll come back and check on you. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay. Whoa. What happened next is I get to call somebody. Who did I call? Poochie. My mother. So I get to make a phone call. I dread this phone call. Bring. So she pick up. It's probably about 3:30. I don't know what time it is in the morning. I said, "Hey, Mama, where you at?" I said, "Well, I'm in jail." She said, And she said, why? I said, well, I got pulled over, and I didn't pay that ticket. See, I told you. I said, the officer told me they're gonna let me out, and I need someone to pick me up. I ain't coming to get you. I was like, I said, but they left my car at the bank. I know where it is. I told you. Do you remember me telling you that if you go to jail for that ticket, I ain't coming to get you? I said, Mama, really? She said, really? So I said, do you think L would come? I don't know. You can ask him, but I ain't coming. Just give him the phone. I said, can you come get me? I said, my mama won't come get me, and my car is blah, 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 blah. And he's like, all right, So so he says, all right, I tell him I'm at Redondo Police Department or whatever. And then so I got out, I guess they call it an OR, your own reconnaissance, your own regard. I don't know. I remember an OR. So I'm waiting in the lobby now. I'm waiting for my mom's friend, Elle, to come get me. And so when I was in the holding tank, another officer approached me and said, wow, whoop de whoop, whatever. And so he came out into the lobby. He's like, his name was Daryl Hall. He said, I seen you back there. He said, so you out? I said, yeah, I'm waiting for my mom's friend to come get me. He said, you're a pretty girl. I said, thank you. And then he said, well, here's my card. Give me a call, So as I was about to reach for the card, Shorty Pie. Shorty Pie shows on up, Kenny, like Superman. He's like, he took the card. I promise you, just like that. I'm reaching for the card. He took the card. And then I looked, I'm like, oh. And he's like, oh, no, dog. I already talked to her. And I was like, well, wow. I was like, well, and I'm thinking, And it was kind of like, okay. And then Kenny took the card, ripped it up. And he's like, nah, and threw it away. Remember, Kenny already gave me his card. If I didn't say that, I already had that in my possession somewhere. So, now I got to check the time. Okay, 14 minutes. So, I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, and my mom's L, he comes get me. And we go. I remember how to get, the officer pointed it out. I remember how to get to where my car was, got my car and then I go on. Okay. So if you've seen episode 7, you'll see the other couple of guys, few guys to be honest, that I was, dealing with. And they're all, even with adding this fourth one, all different, very different personalities. And I learned a lot from each one. And it really, I didn't put it into practice, but I learned from them all. Okay, so I get my car. Okay, let's go on. Okay, so now me and Kenny, the officer, we're seeing each other. He cool, but he a little short, but we cool and, whatever. And he not thick, but he thick. But he ain't got the hips and the booty, so I'm cool. So, okay, let's jump up to at the end of episode 7 in season 1. I was at my grandmother's house, remember? Okay, so this is after I got put out of my mom's house and I'm at my grandmother's house. So at this time, I'm still seeing, okay, we're going to concentrate on Kenny because I don't want to get into too much detail. So now this is the process where he's the officer and he's really feeling me, but he's like, I'm naive, and believe it or not, he's a little bit more hood naive than me. So we're kind of chilling, and at this point, I didn't know what I was going to do or anything like this. So this is during the Mike Tyson era that I'm about to describe, and you guys are going to remember. And I should have looked up who. I think it was. I don't know. I'm not even going to try, but you guys are going to know when I describe it. So I'm still staying at my grandmother's house, and I'm in one of the bedrooms, and I'm dating Kenny. He's LAPD officer. He is like a rookie. It's like a year and a half. He's only been on the force, and we have literally just met. It's only been a few months really, and then like we're dating. Then I got kicked out of my mom's house, then I'm at my grandmother's house after all of this. Okay, so while I'm over my grandmother's house and we're dating, and he had a Tahoe, well, it was a Blazer then, a 1988 Chevy Blazer, a blue one, and brand new. And me and him started dating, and the LAPD guy. And so he came over to my grandmother's house one evening right after he got the boom box. Remember the music? You get the big old box, but it wasn't like dum. It was like that, but it was no rattling. It was like custom. It was good. Oh, it sounds so good. So he came over my grandmother's house and he picked me up. And this is what we've been dating a few months now. We cool. And wait till I go into this. Okay, so he comes pick me up. We go hang out at the park. And he wanted to, and I didn't hear the music yet, and he wanted to show me the music that he got installed into his truck. So we go to that park on Alondra. Oh, I can't think of the cross street, but we go to the park. He opens up the back, and it's late. It's like, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 at night. So he opened up the back and he said, come here. He put a blanket out and he said, here, sit here, and we kind of sipping or whatever. And he blasted his music. And the music was, first it was Keith Sweat, Make It Last Forever. And then after that he did Rob Bass and DJ not DJ Quick, but it takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. That's all. So he blasting it. And it's just us, and we chilling, and we're having a really good time. and we don't see them. We're in the middle of the park. Is that big park, and then out of nowhere, LAPD pulls up on us, and he blasting. Okay, shorty pie. So we ain't got nothing, we got a little drink, but we ain't drunk, nothing like that. Ain't got nothing illegal or anything. So when we seen him whoop up on us, he said, get up and just get in the passenger seat. And so I got up and I was all kind of nervous, but I wasn't nervous, but I'm like, what? And I was like, oh, he playing the music too loud. So I get up there and then he kind of comes to the other side, and this is literally what happened. So I'm 20, and he's new LAPD. He's only 21, 22, actually, at the time. So, and we weren't doing anything wrong, and the music probably was just the only thing that was too loud in the park. Probably a nuisance or something like that, I guess. So the two white officers come up to us and they said, why are you guys right here? And Kenny went on to say, oh, I was just playing some music for my girl, and we just kind of, hanging out. And we had like sandwiches or something like that. And they said, well, you shouldn't be here at this time. And he said, oh, okay, officer, I'm sorry. We'll leave right now. And then, and it was just both sides. It was just very calm. And I'm just sitting there. And they said, well, who is this, your girl or whatever? And yeah. And then he's like, well, are you guys from this area? And I was like, well, my grandmother's house is right around the corner. And then they go, well, and we had a little bit of drinks, and I don't think they knew that because we weren't drunk or anything. But then they said, well, okay, and it was really that cordial, that simple. And then they said, okay, step out the car. And then Kenny go like, for what? We'll leave. What did we do? And then they said, well, step out the car right now. And then as they said that, the other officer was coming over to my side. And as he was approaching, Kenny just said, okay, wait. And then he said, I'm an officer. I'm an LAPD. And he pulled out his badge. Looking back, I know he knew if he wasn't an officer, what was about to happen to us. We were the only one out there, and it was, even though it was that monotone through it was, I really want to use the word, it was escalating, but it really wasn't. And it shouldn't have went, because we already said, okay, did we do anything illegal? No, the only thing we're doing, we're parked at this park and the music is loud. But other than that, and it's not even, it's loud, but. And we was like, okay, we're sorry, we'll leave. And then other than that, they didn't know about no alcohol, no nothing. We wasn't drunk, no nothing like that. So the minute he said, okay, wait, I'm a I'm an officer, LAPD. He showed his badge and he's like, oh, now everybody's smiling. And I was like, okay. So anyway, so the officer still asserted his position versus theirs. So he's like, okay, so next time, and this is what they said. They said, next time if something like this happens, make sure you pull out your badge sooner. I remember that. And I was like, okay, wow, And at that moment, I wasn't mature enough to engage in that conversation with Kenny, but I knew he knew, and I kind of knew, but I didn't understand, but I knew it was something, wasn't right. So anyway, so with me remembering that, okay, real quick, I got 1 minute. So with me remembering that, and I can remember Kenny was like, okay, after that, if you're a police officer, you can go to certain restaurants or whatever and get free food. Before he was doing, he's like, okay, Come on, I think it triggered something in him. Like, I don't know, but this is the way I took it. Like, huh, this position, be on the status or something. That's the way I kind of took it. Okay, so I'm going to stop there and I will pick up tomorrow. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I promise you, stay with me. Me and Kenny's life takes a great turn. So, moving to Vegas and things like that. So please come in for season 2, episode 2 tomorrow. Woo, woo. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great Monday evening. And till then, let's inspire, encourage, and challenge each other. That is so kind of corny, huh? Now that I think about it. But I did come off that top of the dome, but let's inspire, encourage, and challenge each other. See, that's off the dome. Thank you guys. Until tomorrow, I'll see you then, and we will continue on with me and Kenny. It gets really good, I promise. You don't want to miss it. Alrighty, guys. Bye-bye.